Hello! Now I'm going to do Phoenix Wright 3, so that is going to be a new game. Alright. And you pick Trials and Tribulations. Third game. Wow. Fine, well not what to say, I'm going to start a new game. Maybe Trials and Tribulations. Okay. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. 5 years earlier in BFA, second trial. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior now. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me, with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, he suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? Maybe you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. It'll be fine. Don't panic. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's right. Are the Flying Brothers? People screw it up all the time. Yeah, I kind of have a cold now too. Yes, I have a cold. That's what the mask is for. My doc says this way. I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. Oh, that's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. By coincidence, I have a little cold too, so maybe this will be good for this. That trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another court. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Phoenix, you're not feeling so good, are you? Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Margaret Grossberg was to be moved to the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. But isn't that kid standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let me scare you, Mia. Give me your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a man like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. The defendant, who obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. I have a bit of a runny nose, sadly. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts his photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. Truth is that this man died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. What? Stand up to it, Mia. Show what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? Tell us. Go on. Please say you know it's this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. You knew that already, didn't you? The court record. I think I can see that by pressing it. All the relevant data can be found in the court record. Good hard look at the data there. Think carefully before you answer. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I got to stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. Okay. Doug's autopsy report, date and time of death, 4:09 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Okay, asphyxiation, choking, electrocution, or hypothermia sensitivity to cold. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of super powerful sun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found at the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir, into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg tried to set a better example for the young lady. The evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? What, Dahlia Hawthorne? Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim to swallow up until 8 months ago. Was it her? The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Smith. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. He started again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Pate. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay, it's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you were suspected of the death of your fellow student, don't you? But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was... But the defense and police are afraid of passing on his cold to the rest of us. It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. It looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know? Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contained any contradictions. Contradictions? If the witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. Look, Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is a client in the court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was no lie, a contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you have a big lie. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? I'm not feeling so good. But why? So, you didn't know his face, or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now, see here, you can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I didn't know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this Dolly person? Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even? But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phew. Well, Mr. Wright. No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, you see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like the stars and stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there's a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, take the clerk. Okay. Well, Lydia, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I need some help. Mr. Grossberg, I could use a little help. Please don't look so sad. It brings a tear to my eye when you do. Alright, listen carefully. I'm comparing the testimony to the court record. You should be able to discover any contradictions, if there are any. And when you found one, I present the piece of evidence that contradicts the witness's testimony. Yes, this is it. But still, I don't see any contradictions in Mr. Wright's testimony. Maybe you don't have enough information yet. Information? You can press for more information by winning on a witness, even if they're my own client. It doesn't matter who it is. If you think they're lying, press them like a cheap suit. That is the obligation of an attorney. Okay, Mia, one more time, at the very beginning of this testimony. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. A place where something happened anyway. Something? We can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what you were doing at the time scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? You say you found the body. See, who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there, next to the body, and shot him. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Can you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but don't have a lot right now, so photo for that, or her with knowing, because if he dated her after they dated each other, then he would probably know her, because he'd probably know him because of her. She would probably tell him about him. Okay. How about this?
Objection!
Okay. And then the other one,
Objection!
don't either. Okay, that's all I got right now. Maybe her or this one.
Objection!
Okay, photo for this one. Are you certain you saw that Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Stay. Is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you're lying to me. Please forgive me. Leah, you've made our client cry. Let him. That pee on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but what's the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills cold good. Good. Hey, wait a second. How do you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Do you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X.
Objection!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swall must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? This is really bad. Oh, my burns. My poor hemorrhoids. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 p.m. in that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 p.m. we split up. 3 o'clock. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking cold killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around that lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Okay, if I mess up on this one, I'm just gonna start from here again. What really happened? The truth is... So... 2:45. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist IBE. Alchemist? I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. About pharmacology. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that apartment has strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure are dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables went overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Hold it!
So what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in the spring. Huh. I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Yeah, but why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like I hurt someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there's one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is... You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smiling with a rose. Is that what's written there? Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie, but even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. Yes, an attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Would it be a crime photo too? I think it's the wires, but I don't know how that happened. How did they get cut like that though? This is all I can think of. Just the wires in this photo. That would make sense. I don't think this would do anything with it. Is it crime photo 1 again? As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? That works, right? Well, it's right here. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. P, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes. And that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket, and as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Here we go. Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order! 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 That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. You've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for her to say it. Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow was dead. Just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back. He was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. But wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Oh, loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
Objection!
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. As for details, Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Huh, could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the other. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? I kind of want to say not important. Okay, I'll see what, of course, is important. Says, this is it, Mia, the new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. First... This one? After you shoved the victim, did you lay the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition. Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about it later. Okay. Now, this. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under it. Actually, if it hadn't been under it, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see I was wearing a sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Sorry. So sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No way. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony. But dear, I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now, I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then you put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony witness. I'm gonna do this one before So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about her. He said that he was a bad girl. She was a bad girl. He said she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... lying there. How did the medicine get in his hands?
Objection!
Nothing.
Hold it!
I already saw this one. So if he fell on top of his umbrella, I don't know what that means. No, he didn't fall on top of it. What is it doing all the way there? What?
Objection!
What? Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order! 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 The victim. He moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo. Where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I would have presented as evidence immediately. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Objection!
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. As long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. But yes, we have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Doll? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own mother is a witness to the whole thing. Right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we went as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present. I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing. Let's get it back then. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you? This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossman. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Now we get to defend Phoenix. Whoa. Bye.